feel the whole system is inept and corrupt, and it's lost our trust.
Parents and neighbors angry, demanding answers from the state after toxic levels of heavy metals are detected in the air over their neighborhoods. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Jennifer Hoff. A DEQ report outlines high levels of arsenic and cadmium coming from the Bullseye Glass Factory near Southeast 22nd and Powell. Tonight, the cafeteria, the auditorium at Cleveland High School, both packed for those concerned about their health and a lack of response. Our Cole Miller is live there tonight, and we're getting answers. Cole?
Well, Jennifer, Jeff, good evening. The DEQ first caught wind of those levels last May, and many fear the agency has waited too long to respond. Now they worry about their health and well-being.
We demand that you do your job.
The anger is evident.
We have been in the bullseye of this toxic mess.
After the DEQ says high levels of arsenic and cadmium were detected in the air near Cleveland High School in southeast Portland. All signs point to the Bullseye Glass Factory, which last week stopped using both of those metals. But for many, the state's response has been far too slow.
It's horrifying.
Mary Pavetto is with community-based Neighbors for Clean Air. What can the DEQ do to right this wrong?
The DEQ they've had all this information, so they can start to change their culture inside their agency that turns this kind of information into actionable urgency.
The United States Forest Service collected moss samples from trees in the area, detecting those high levels, calling it, quote, an alarming hotspot. The DEQ was informed in May of last year and installed an air quality monitor near that glass factory. The results, also high levels. So what about emission limitations or regulation?
The regulation that they're subject to isn't designed to address these kinds of emissions from small glass manufacturers. Now, this is new information and it's hard to hear. We've got a health concern.
In the very most concentrated area, cancer risk 50 in 1 million.
Virginia Maxim has lived around here for 23 years.
One of my questions is whether we should be tested.
I took that question to David Farrer with the Oregon Health Authority.
The correct test to do is a urine test.
He says both arsenic and cadmium can cause certain types of cancer. We can talk about benchmarks, we can talk about levels. Do people need to be worried about their health?
I think the incremental risk that we're talking about here is relatively low. So even a 200 in a million risk is much lower than we would consider still a fairly low risk.
What's your message to folks who are concerned here tonight? A lot of people downstairs wanting answers.
Yeah, we're concerned too. We are. You know, these are levels that we weren't expecting when we went out and started to monitor.
So what comes next? The DEQ tells me that they will continue to go over the data that they've collected. I asked if there's anything that can be done now, but I didn't get much of an answer. Now, folks living in this area, well, they're hoping that more testing will be done, specifically talking about the soil and more air monitoring as well. This is a story we will continue to follow. Live tonight in southeast Portland, Cole Miller, KOIN 6 News.
Cole, thank you. Now, Governor Kate Brown also demanding answers tonight and writing a letter to the DEQ and the State Health Authority. She wants to know what led to the discovery of such high levels of heavy metal in the air and how long it took to notify people about it. Now, she wants a timeline for what's next, and she's requesting a response by Friday.